Never.
Yeah.
Like we had a whole thing where at the end there were a couple takes where Louis like gets up and like protests and like shuts the whole thing down. Like, and so I was like, wow, okay.
I have a question as a fan of the show, a few, right? Because I was a super fan of the show, you know.
Thank you.
So yeah, for sure. So with Ahmed.
Standing trial. Why ain't I see you around back when I was down?
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court of the Holdin Court Podcast. And again, we are here one more again in the place to be. And I got my beautiful oldest daughter,
Renee.
Rachel Renee.
You got me saying my own name now.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. You know, I was looking at some of our other episodes and I was like, why are you saying that lady's name? Like, she introduced herself. You talking for her like she 2 years old. Like,
that's funny.
How you feeling today?
It's good. It's snowing in the building.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It's snowing in the building.
I see what
it's
you did
snowing
there.
in California.
Hey, today we have a very special guest. Man, I'm a fan of this young woman. I've been watching her for a couple years now. And we've been working on this for a second too. And she's been so gracious. She was so nice to me. You know what I mean? She was so nice to me. But man, we have a wonderful, talented person, Miss Angela Lewis.
Hi.
Yeah. And for those of y'all who's looking like, hold up, that's Aunt Louie from Snowfall.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was asking you, how do you feel when people refer to you as that in public? Does it bother you or do you embrace it?
No, I embrace it. It helps me remember that I did something big.
You did.
You know, and that
did.
people loved it. And so it's nice when I hear that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hey.
Man, I want to say this though.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it speaks to your talent because you are so sweet. Your energy is so opposite of Aunt Louie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a testament to the talent.
Well, thank you. You know, I and Louie have very different life experiences. You know, I think she wanted to be sweet, you know, but sometimes life don't work out that way. And if you don't have, you know, the inner capacity to rise above that energy, then that's where you are.
Yeah. So I want to drag it back. I want to start from the beginning a little bit. So I know where you're from, but where are you from? Tell the people
Detroit.
where you're from. Detroit.
What up, though?
For the 313?
That's right.
Yeah. What part of Detroit?
The East Side.
East
Jefferson
Side.
and Connor, or Jefferson and Dickerson, however you want to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you from the hood.
I'm from the hood.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
What was life like growing up in Detroit?
Life was, you know, when I was in it, it was wonderful. And my memories of it are wonderful. But I also have some memories that are like, you went through what? What'd you see? Huh? So in that sense, it's kind of like, ew. But my parents kept us busy. They kept us, you know, I was in church plays and school plays and church choirs and school choirs. And my aunt did this thing called the knit-in, where she would take the teenagers and teach them how to knit for a week. And then we have a fashion show at the end. I went to Bates Academy. Shout out to Bates. And we were the school for the gifted and talented. So, you know, that madness of like, it wasn't cool to be smart. Nah, it was not cool to be a fool in our school. You heard that? Was 3 rounds.
I like
in a
that.
row, right? I went to Cass Tech, CT, fired up. And Cass is a huge school. It's a college prep school. Whatever you want to do, you can probably figure it out, you know, at Cass. Very, very good performing arts department. My parents and my family, extended family, they were all very supportive of my artsy self. They came to all my dance recitals and concerts and, you know, spring concerts and all that, you know. So I had friends. Most of my friends lived on the West Side. I don't know why. So I had my home friends and my school friends and my church friends. And it was a happy life.
Okay. Did you have performers in the family? Like you had a reference point of what you do now?
Well, my aunt is a singer. And I guess she is more of a gospel singer these days. But back in the day, apparently she used to sing. She was religious by the time, you know, we were knew of anything to judge any or compare or whatever. But back in the day, she was a singer at the club, and apparently she had a really good group. And but that was not really. I didn't know that till I was good and grown. But just my parents, my mom in particular was a theater person. Like she liked to go to the theater, so she would take me to see shows. My dad could sing. Both my aunts can sing, but that wasn't what they led with. So I guess it's in my DNA, but the professional part of it, I think it's safe to say I'm the first.
Okay. So I think I don't know your age, and I don't want to hit around at it, but I have my suspicions that I'm probably about 10 years older than you at least.
Okay.
Did you come up in the crack era?
Yes.
Okay. So what were the effects of that? Did it hit your family? Like, how did that affect you? If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, go download the OG Network on Roku, Google Play, Fire TV, Apple TV, and the App Store. Go register your email at theognetwork.net. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Salute.
Yeah, it did hit my family. Later in my time, I think actually I was away at college when I found out about some things. But it was all around, you know, I'm from the hood, so you can crack vials in the streets sometimes. Detroit is known for Devil's Night, which is the night before Halloween, where houses would be set on fire. I'm sure. But, as an adult, you look back and you're like, I don't know if that was all just us.
That was just y'all. I ain't never heard of Devil's Night outside of Detroit.
I don't mean that. I know that was a Detroit thing. I just mean who was setting the fires. You think it's like crackheads and people in the hood, gang members or whatever. But now it's like, no, I think it was some insurance cases out there.
Of course, they're gonna seize the opportunity of the tradition.
Absolutely.
I probably would have did it too. It's Devil's Night. That's why you know what they do around here.
That was a big thing. But that was in that time. And, I saw the trickle down, so there wasn't a whole lot of trick-or-treating eventually. Maybe I'm thinking about this because Halloween is coming up and I got little ones and we go trick-or-treating. And so it went from like going to house to like gas stations. And then like Detroit was big for like haunted houses. And my dad loved a good haunted house. And so, there was just certain police stations where you go and get your candy. Like, that's weird.
Police stations?
Too bad.
Because you knew it was safe.
Right, exactly. It was a whole thing. You might find needles in your candy. That never happened to us. But still, just that kids have to grow up with that kind of fear. And parents too. But certainly the demise of a community. But, I have to say, because it breaks my heart when people describe Detroit as like, basically death, no, nothing going on. And that's not the case. It's never been the case. Certainly crack, did his due diligence. But
I'll be honest with you. I've been to Detroit a few times. And respectfully, it remind. And I mean, shit, I'm from Kansas City, so really, what much can I say, right? But I don't know. It's gray. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Cleveland, because Cleveland was a big steel town. I don't know if Detroit. I know it was General Motors and all of that, but. It looks, maybe it's the pockets that I was in, but it looks like it was hit hard economically. It's a lot of, empty buildings, dilapidated buildings, and, When
was the last time you went?
Maybe about 2 years ago.
Oh. Yeah. Then did you go with somebody who wasn't from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go with somebody who, I mean, and it's expanding. You can start downtown. Downtown is a completely new place from when I was there. It's like, whoa. And it's just expanded out more and more and more. There's a lot going on. Restaurants and
Is
galleries.
that due to gentrification?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
You get gentrification from the white people and gentrification from the new black people with some money.
I think gentrification is wonderful as long as the community can share in it.
Well, doesn't that go against gentrification?
No, not really.
I thought gentrification was
Well,
when they're displacing and not honoring the people who are there.
Well, not necessarily. So that can be a part of, that's the sinister part of it, right?
Yeah.
What happens is when it's been run down, they get it cheap, they build it up, bring the value to it. But with that, the property tax now comes up with it. So a lot of people that have been there for years, their property taxes, were $300. Now it's $3,000.
Right.
But their property value goes up with that. So as long as they're able to sustain, then they share.
But then
in that.
Doesn't that bring in like education? Because you have to know that.
Absolutely.
You have to know how to use the resources that are now offered.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
usually that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the higher property tax, I mean, so they say it's supposed to contribute to the infrastructure of the community, the schools, all the things.
But which schools, and is it
Exactly.
only
Yeah.
until after
Zoning.
the people who are there have been zoned
Right.
out? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
But that's the thing, I guess, about Black gentrification, right? If you are a Black person either coming into a new community or one who has left and come back, you can teach your community so that people are more empowered to stay,
Right.
and or to be able to stay and use the resources that are now offered to them.
Would you ever move back to Detroit?
I've thought about that recently because California,
Man.
It's different out here. It's different out here.
and I think there are two reasons that my husband and I feel like we are not going to move back or not right now.
Yeah.
And that is the winter.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
the
my
winters
God.
are brutal.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just...
Who wants to heat up their car and scrape
Yeah.
ice?
Not
Yeah.
Slip
me.
and slide. Yeah.
Not me.
Ah.
I
My
don't go
daughter's
back
like,
to
I want
Kansas
to
City.
experience snow. I'm like, let's go to Big Bear.
Right. You come
Yeah.
right back
I don't
down.
go back to Kansas City in the winter.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that is a major, major thing. And then I do feel that, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble. But I feel like for the life that I'm trying to have and offer my children and the choices that I want to be able to make and for them to make, I don't think that Detroit offers that. And by that, I mean, we are a pretty progressive family. So like progressive education, progressive spirituality, just a progressive lifestyle, progressive, in our nutrition and diet.
Yes.
I understand.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Court, and I'm here one more again. You already know what it is. So listen, we right in that sweet spot. Summer's around the corner, the weather's breaking, the sun's out, and now's the time when excuses stop and the discipline needs to kick in. That's why I'm rocking with Factor, because listen, I'm going to be ready for summer. I'm going to have the summer body, the six-pack, and I know you're trying to get it, but you got to understand abs are absolutely made in the kitchen. Now, I'm too busy grinding, building the OG network with Ice-T, doing Holdin Court Podcast with my daughter, Rachel Renee, to be stuck in the kitchen or settling for some fast food garbage. Now, I had the garlic filet mignon and the tomato risotto after a long day, and it was basically the best decision I made all day. And I mean, that steak was juicy, it was tender, it was fresh. Now, Factor rotates 100 different meals every week to keep things fresh. They're ready in just 2 minutes. No planning, no cooking. So head over to factormeals.com, use my code BIGCOURT50 off, and use the code BIGCOURT50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Eat like a pro this month with Factor. Now, gotta understand, this offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. Now, you already know what I'm gonna say. What do I say? Don't meet me there, beat me there. Salute.
So like, where Detroit is still, I think, mostly Black.
Yeah.
There's still a conservative
Yeah.
mind frame, a conservative energy, and maybe not like Trump conservative, right? But conservative in like the church.
Yes.
If you don't follow, if you
Yep.
don't follow a certain way or a certain belief, then this is not for you.
Yes.
And I want something different. for
Yeah.
my
I understand.
children.
We totally understand that because
Yeah.
we're from Kansas City, Missouri. I know I keep
Missouri.
saying that, but I'm saying Missouri. we understand those Midwest sensibilities.
Yes.
And we've been here in LA 23 years and we get exactly what you're saying. And I think, what was the word that you use? That Detroit is, but you use a different conservative.
Yeah.
That, and might I add, and again, even to my hometown, there's a spirit of complacency too.
Yes.
Because it's the Midwest. It's slower.
It's a
You know
city
what I mean?
town.
It's city town, right?
Yeah.
I feel like my sister would like disown me if I said complacent.
Well, and,
So
and guess
I don't
what?
know if
I
it's
don't
that.
mean that. I don't mean it in a negative connotation.
Yeah.
I just mean it in a real way, because you got to think like this is industry, right? Like
Yeah.
you said, it's progressive. It's fast out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
In the Midwest, they have their good jobs. They're settled.
Yes.
What they're doing is what they are happy doing and what they're going to do.
Yes.
They're not
But I do
chasing that
think-
next thing.
I do have to say that I do think Detroit is growing, maybe
Yeah.
in a way that other Midwestern cities are not. I don't know. But because there is so much property to be had, and so many people, coming into the city from other places, that there is a maybe a tug of war between that complacency spirit and that progressive spirit.
Yeah.
But for my tastes, I think the progressiveness.
I understand.
I agree.
I want to be able to
lifestyle
get
of it all.
celery juice. Like
Yes.
seriously, like you could DoorDash celery juice out here.
Yes.
You have so many different cultures, their food, their beliefs, and being able to experience that. Because I don't know how it is in Detroit. I haven't been there yet, but same in Kansas City, it's still kind of segregated. Like you got the east side of Truce, the west side of Truce, and then even with food, like it's still very much barbecue, chicken, everything is savory and smothered, and it's like, man, I just really would like a kale salad.
Yeah.
I really would.
Without ranch.
Without the ranch, exactly. Smothered and
Exactly.
drowned
That's
in ranch.
exactly what I mean.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Don't go to New Orleans, because
Oh.
everything's salad is spicy.
That's different though. That's different.
And I love New Orleans, right? I love New Orleans.
Different.
The salad is spicy. I'm like, can I just get some fries? and don't-
Atchafalaya? You put me on
Oh, yeah.
Atchafalaya? Nah,
Yeah.
we good.
And my daughter put me on celery juice. I
Yeah,
promise.
okay.
When she first, and I like it now.
Yeah.
Because
You
I'm
can't keep it
thinking
out.
celery. I'm like, I ain't never ate celery in my damn life. I ain't gonna drink it.
Right.
And she was like, no, just try it. It's good. And I sipped it. Was like, yeah, can I have a little more?
Right.
Now it's
Yeah,
going.
It was good.
Right,
It was
right,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes, so you got to listen to your kids sometimes. So how long you been in Cali?
Since 2014.
So
Oh, nice.
how was that transition? I mean, the culture shock coming from the Midwest, Detroit to here.
Well, actually, I lived in New York for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
After I
Okay.
left that. So
Nice.
I went to University of Michigan and I graduated and I moved to New York and I was there for 13 years.
Okay. Did you do theater there?
I did.
Ah,
Nice.
see, that's where the chops come from.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Theater. New York theater
New
on
York
top of that.
theater, yeah.
What was that experience like? What was your, do they still have the black what was it? The black ensemble, or what is it?
Yeah, the Negro Ensemble
The
Company.
Negro Ensemble,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think they're still going.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not as, visible, I think,
Okay.
as it was back in the day. But yeah, they're still going.
What was your theater experience over there in New York?
Yeah, it was great. And also, I mean, when you think of struggling, starving artists, that was certainly the life for a long time, longer than I wanted it to be. I remember calling my mom in tears, like,
Yeah.
and she was like, well, did you think it was going to happen overnight? And at the time I was 10 years in and I was like, no, but 10 years? That's a long time.
Right.
And so, all that to say, you have to just persevere, keep going if
That's a
this is
fact.
what you want to do. It's certainly, I remember at one point, so I think there are 3 plays now that have been published that I am on that front, the original cast.
Oh, nice.
And I remember being like, well, if it don't get bigger than this, they gonna know I was here
Yeah.
from these plays.
That's
Like
right.
that was my stake. And I still feel very proud of that.
Yeah.
That, because my the trajectory of my career is built on new plays, world premieres. And so I didn't do a whole lot of August Wilson or Lorraine Hansberry or even Shakespeare, though I think that I'm very good at Shakespeare.
Okay.
Wow.
I just, was always hired in, I remember Ruined is do you guys know that play Ruined? Okay, so Ruined is by Lynn Nottage. She is a genius. She's like a MacArthur genius, and Ruined, I am sure, run a whole bunch of stuff. Can't even remember now, but I remember when Ruined was less than 20 pages. So, and I remember when people like Terrell Alvin McCraney, who is now the artistic director at the Geffen, and he was the writer, one of the writers of Moonlight. Like, I remember when he came to New York and doing workshops of his plays, and, you know, so I had a beautiful experience. I used to think of it as standing on the brink of American theater, and that was very exciting. Always being a part of the conversation, a part of what is shaping this country and the world, you know, artistically. So I had a great experience.
If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, go download the OG Network on Roku, Google Play, Fire TV, Apple TV, and the App Store. Go register your email at theognetwork.net. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Salute.